Okay, let's scroll. Cap. Reduce base HP, reduces shield. Okay, this is just, he's getting buffed in his team up because we saw in the trailer thing he had 750 HP. So they nerfed him a little bit base, so his team up is whatever. Doctor Strange decreases damage projectile, decreases E damage. Does this mean he can't one-shot a 250 HP target? I don't know. I don't know how any of that stuff works. I don't know Strange's breakpoints. So how Strange's most important breakpoints, chat, are if he is at 100 energy or just really high in energy and he ults and someone pops support ult, if that support doesn't body block the Strange's left click, the Strange could walk up, do left click, all headshots, pop E, and one-shot them through a support ult. That was the most important part of Doctor Strange's gameplay in the ult matchup, right? I don't know if this changes that breakpoint, but we'll see. Strange isn't headshot, by the way. You get the idea. It doesn't matter. I don't play Doctor Strange. I just know it's what they do. I know what they do. Okay, Hulk. Increase Babe move speed 600, 650. Reduce cooldown time from 12 to 10 seconds. Ooh, that's actually a nice buff. Decrease minimum charge time for his leap from... Okay, wait, these are really nice Hulk buffs. This change is a really nice Hulk buff. 0.7 to 0.5 seconds. Real nice. Magneto. They're just nerfing his ult. They thought Magneto gets... See, it's always funny because we talk about how support ults are like they last too long. They're a little bit too strong in this stuff. But you know the devs love it when they go stuff like this when like, oh, no, wait. Magneto got his meatball a little bit before that cloak and dagger. Nerf it now. Peni Parker. Penny will receive enhancements to her primary attack and boost her survivability in combat. Cyberweb Clusternet can now crit, reduce move speed penalty from 40 to 20, increase her HP from 650 to 750. Why? Okay, that's just funny. Wait, her headshots might actually chunk people. That's disgusting. Okay, that is actually gross. That is because Penny was already good on certain maps and certain locations. And I will die on this hill that Peni Parker is essentially Symmetra from Overwatch 1. You are good on certain points. On any other point, you are atrocious. You are dog shit. You are garbage. Which is why if you play Penny on those maps, though, you can do really well. Which is how when I was doing my super sweaty climb, I played Groot for like 25 games and Penny for 25 games. And I think I had an 80% win rate combined, like average between the two. And so that's my ego right there. But basically, this is a nice buff. You just have to know what map she plays on. But it's kind of terrifying because Penny very commonly goes for the backline dive really often. And now if she can headshot, she might actually be able to burst people through ults. Not ults, sorry. Before they get like a cooldown or something. That's actually kind of scary. Is that 100% win rate on Groot, 60 on Penny? No, that was like, I had actually, I think it was 77 on Groot and like 78 on Penny or something like that. But that actually was higher. I have to go back and look. I didn't do specifics because those were averaged over before I actually started grinding. So actually it would be higher. Anyway, thing. Decreases leap from 30 to 25. Okay, yeah, nerf thing. We all hate thing here. Got it. Mighty Thor will receive an increase survivability 525, 600, 600, 650. Is this an actual buff or is it because he got a team up change? Is this a nerf? This is a nerf. He has 25 less HP. Oh no. The move speed is really nice though. I kind of like that move speed though. I think if I'm a Thor player, I would actually trade 25 HP for move speed. So it's kind of an argue. You have to argue it, but I think I would argue that it's a buff. Just because his base move speed probably increases his ult move speed. And move speed is basically health anyway. True. Okay, Black Widow. Add a new effect where Black Widow can shoot after releasing the second kick and after using ults. Okay, wait, does it auto reload or not? If it auto reloads, it's broken. Like it's actually broken. It does auto reload. Oh no, that's fucking cancer. Oh no. Don't do that. No, I hate it. You guys don't understand what's about to happen. I put in a lot of games of Widow. I know what's about to happen, guys. You're going to have Widows hiding in corners, and she can 100-0 a 275 HP target in CC. All she has to do is hide in a corner, and she goes body shot kick instantly, and she can melee combo you 100-0 because they let her shoot again. And all she has to do is hit one no-scope body shot. So she just sits there point blank range hiding in a corner while your supports walk by. And then your Black Widow goes, boom, body shot, boom, boom, 100-0, dead. And now your support with ult is dead unless someone else saves them. Also, this makes Black Widow the best anti-dive in the game, doesn't it? Because now when there's a Black Panther or anything else, already Widow was crazy good. Versus people don't even know. People are gonna be like, "The fuck is this streamer saying? He's fucking stupid." People are just so brain dead in this game, guys. Technically speaking, we're gonna open some stats, guys. I love opening these stats because they're actually so stupid, but it's so funny. All right, guys, where's Widow? Black Widow, guys. Were you aware? Technically, Namor, his worst win rate is actually versus Dive. Bet you weren't aware of that, chat. The reason for this is because of all the people who swap Namor versus Dive and run it down. They have no idea what they're doing this feed. We need to swap Namor. They have a Spider-Man, and then you lose. Now, the funny one, though, is, if I remember correctly, Widow has a weirdly... Look at Widow's win rates are all... No, numerically, they're terrible, right? They're all bad. Well, Widow's win rates are bad. But look who's at the top here. Black Panther. No one is swapping Widow versus Black Panther. So this is an actual kind of funny one, and also Psylocke. Yeah, it is very funny because Widow has CC. And so Widow is very, very funny to look at these. And I know these are very flawed stats in 1,000 different ways and blah, 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 blah. But the point is, Widow CC is terrifying, and we just buffed the melee combo. So now she can 100-0 anybody in a full CC chain. That should not be a thing. This is a really bad change. You should never give a sniper character the ability to melee 100-0 people who try to attack her. Like, can we just summarize this, guys? You have a sniping character in the back who can be dove, and she can turn around and 100-0 you in CC in melee. And she also has movement. Yeah, and she can also, yeah, okay. And she also has a high jump, so she can fly away to high ground. Yes. So anyway, I'm not saying that Black Widow is going to be OP, by the way. I'm just saying there's a difference between being super overpowered, because obviously Rivals is Marvel Rivals, right? We don't know what the balance is going to be, but I just want to say, very clear, it's not going to be fun. And there's a difference. It is not fun to get 100-0 in CC. Hawkeye. We're now improving his mobility while charging the bow from 30 to 20. Increase both instances of damage for the arrow 50-55. Decrease these ult costs. Improve bow speed draw time. God. Chat, I'm so happy for all the gold Hawkeye mains. I keep getting one of my favorite characters in this game buffed. Not gonna lie. Keep running it down, you gold gamers, please. Hela, the goddess of death, will see a reduction of mobility while slightly enhancing her offensive firepower. Increase cooldown time for Astral Flock from 12 to 15. Increase spell damage, okay, 30-35. Decrease her soul drain, 12-10. They didn't change the 2-tap on Hela, so she's basically the same, except she has less shifts. Also, technically, does this change any breakpoints? This 5 damage on the, I think it's her E? I don't know how Hela works. But this 12 to 15 is an actual nerf. Everything else, no idea. But it doesn't adjust the fact that Hela can still 2-tap across the map. Okay. We talked about Widow up here, right? So Widow, obviously, I consider this to be annoying because melee 100-0 combos are cancer. But why can Hela 2-shot across the map if Black Widow also 2-shots across the map? And so it's like, wait a second, guys. Imagine you're the dev. You're like, huh. All right, guys. So Hela 2-shots across the map, but our sniper rifle with the scope also 2-shots across the map. And one of the devs is just like, I got it, guys. What if Black Widow can 100-0 you in melee instead? And the devs were like, add it now. And that's how we got here, guys. All right, Human Torch. Johnny's attack feedback and survivability are being improved to enhance his impact across various combat scenarios. Reduce attack interval for fire cluster from 0.6 to 0.5 in the launch. Oh, no. Wait, they did the thing that I said they would do last season when Human Torch was first added, where I said no one was going to play Human Torch because he's dog shit until they buff his left click animation. They buffed it halfway through the season. What happened halfway through the season, guys? Let's go check our overall quick leaderboard here. Let's see. Celestial plus DPS. Guys, Human Torch is top 4. After they changed his animation even a little bit. And now they said they even made it faster attack speed, and they adjusted the animation even more. And on top of that, when he pops his E, which I think is to fly into F, whatever button it is, he flies in. After releasing Flame Meteor, immediately grant 75 bonus health. So on top of that, he also gets tankier. If I had to pick stocks and we were in Marvel Rivals, I'm heavily investing in Human Torch, right? And also, if I was a troll, I'd be heavily investing in Black Widow right now to make people very upset in the game. Right? That's where I'd be at, guys. That's where I'd be at. But yeah, Human Torch is disgusting. This left click, if this is actually, we'll have to see what this is like, this left click. If this left click is actually significantly easier, it could be super spooky. Super spooky, because Human Torch was already not bad. Iron Man, slightly reduces hitbox. Wait, what? New feature, gain 100 bonus HP, activating his overdrive? Wait, this is... Oh, dude. Why are we doing this? Wait, why are we buffing flyers? Aren't we... Iron Man... Listen, Iron Man was a sleeper pick last season. Iron Man was not bad. Like, look, he's right here. He's number 5. It wasn't bad. This is a Celestial Plus where people are supposed to know how to aim. You know, so it's like, I'm actually worried about this patch now because you're buffing 2 of the flyers. And I say worried not in terms of balance, because I'm going to be picking the flyers and just absolutely demolishing everyone. I don't even care. But we do know what is the biggest complaint about low-level players in these types of games. Farah got complained about 1,000 times. Anything that moves fast in the air. So what they hate? They hate flyers because console players can't look up, and we really fucking hate Spider-Man. All right, I fucking hate Spider-Man. I'm gonna ban Spider-Man every game. You know, that's what the casuals do. And so they just buffed the crap out of the flyers. It's could be bad for those casuals, chat. Could be bad. Meanwhile, I'll just be playing Human Torch Iron Man. I'll just be running around killing everything. I don't even care. Actually, more accurately, I'm more likely to be playing Melee Widow next patch. Iron Fist. Reduce the max bonus health from 150. Oh, so they're making him less tanky. He did kind of feel like Captain America. So, I mean, he kind of hit like a noodle and was super tanky. So they removed some of his tankiness, but now his HP lasts longer. Okay, whatever. Lowered his damage again. Why? He just hit like a noodle. And they increase the percentage damage from 1.7 to 2. Wait, can we talk about this? So if we go back one season, his damage before this nerf was reduced versus squishies. So 258, we did the math at the start of last season. I remember this. Versus anything less than 500 or 600 HP, it was about the same. Versus anything above 600 HP, it was slightly increased. So essentially, he got something like it was like a tiny buff versus tanks, but versus other players between 250 to 350 HP, aka everyone else in the game, he did 30% less damage on average. 30% less damage. And so they just reduced his damage again from 10 to 9. Does this change his squishy damage when it goes from 1.7 to 2.1 or not? How does this impact his 250? It's still the same for 250. Oh, thank God. Okay, good. Okay. Whew. I got worried, guys. I got worried. This is an always positive change. Okay. So they actually want Iron Fist to just kill tanks. Thank God. Okay, because I was getting worried, man. After the last patch, I got a little bit scared. You know, I was like, wait, they already nerfed it for like 30%. But wait a minute. Why did I... Okay, wait. Okay, so versus Squishy is the same. Why does Iron Fist need to tank bust more? Wait a second. Now you got me thinking, okay, so they didn't nerf him, so it's about the same. So wait, why does he need to kill tanks better? It's because people ban Wolverine. All right, you know what? I'm in. Sure. This change, by the way, is huge. 12 to 10. This is his escape. This is nice. So yeah, overall, I consider this a buff. Sure. And I guess you can punch tanks when you don't have a dive. You just sit there and punch tanks, kill everybody. Unless they're worried about Emma Frost being OP. Mr. Fantastic. Increase HP from 350 to 375. Boost damage of stretch pump from 60, 65, 75 to 80. A flexible elongation to affect enemies in the range that have a 35% slow? Isn't this when he just ease on you? Reduce cooldown from 10 to 8. Reduce elasticity gain from elastic strength from 30 to 20, while elasticity gain stretch from 5 to 8. But 50 HP less in inflation. New feature, when he uses his ult, immediately gain bonus health. Wait, okay, that's... Oh, Jesus, fuck. He did not need this many buffs. He really didn't. People memed about him. But, like, he was really not bad. Also, 65 damage is a breakpoint, because 64 is 240, 65 by 4 is 260. So, he actually 4 hits you if you're 250 now in a non-big form. Guys, I don't feel like, okay, I played Fantastic a lot. I don't know. He was never bad. So to see this many buffs back to back is kind of wild. I feel like if they just did just this and just this would have been fine. And then they gave him a slow so he can chase you and slow you down, and just Mr. Fantastic has been sitting at like a 50% win rate in every game forever. And I think in anything lower rank, I think he just owns. Yeah, he does. If you go all ranks, he immediately goes up to like top 3. Oh no. The casuals are about to be Googling Marvel Rivals inflation, and they're not going to have a good time. All right, Moon Knight. Increase crescent dart projectile speed from 120 ms to 150 ms. Okay, wait a second. Moonblade new effect. Gain 25 bonus health with each enemy hit up to 100? Wait, they're just giving Moon Knight 100 HP? They're like, nah, you're too fat and you're slow. Here, have 100 HP. Because that's actually so easy to get. Like you get that in like 1E, right? And also it's way easier to hit people across the map now too. Also, his hook starts from 0.4 to 0.15, so he can instant hook. Okay, so Moon Knight has more HP and he has instant hook and he can hold left click and kill people across the map. Like his range, projectile speed, the way to read a projectile speed for the feeders in chat is basically its effective range, right? Like there's a certain range at which no matter which way they go, if you predict them within a reasonable expectation, you know you're going to hit them and it's not full RNG. As the range goes out, it's full RNG. But this gives them basically, you know, what, 25% more effective range or something like that? Okay, what's the ult? Extend the duration of the ult from a full second, 3.5 to 4. So that instead of making it more deadly, you're making it like a zoning. Increased number of talents from 14 to 18. Additionally, the fall speed has been enhanced. A new damage fall off being at 1.5, reaching a maximum of 70% at 5. Oh, so now it works like everyone thought it actually worked the whole time until that one guy posted a Reddit that it was just full of shit and it just killed you. So now it's straight up. Is this beginning on each talon? I assume this is beginning on each talon. Like it has an AoE around each talon. Not that it's the AoE damage in the center, right? I forget. Well, didn't they do damage in the center? I don't even remember. They did another revamp to this last time. I'm just going to wait to try Moon Knight out in the game because now basically we have... This is strange. Damn, this is really interesting so far. I think 3 or 4 characters have had changes that are just straight up you get more HP. This is really weird. No, that's Moon Knight, not Doctor Strange. Shut up, chat. Scarlet Witch. We're reducing Wanda's survivability, increasing your threat level against strategists and duelists while optimizing her ult experience. Remove chaos control percentage while increasing her fixed damage from 60 to 80. Okay, wait a minute. How much of a buff is that versus 258 or 275 targets? Because her percentage last time was pretty big, wasn't it? It seems like a lot, but I don't know if it is actually a lot. Increase her projectile damage from 35 to 40, so 5 extra damage, or 10 per direct, 5 on splash. Increase the cooldown of Mystic Projection. Reduce phase time from 2 to 1.5. Wait, we're nerfing Scarlet Witch's survivability? Rework the slow effect of reality erasure to start at 1.5 instead of starting immediately with a linear increase. Oh, so it slows you at the end of her ult, not the start? Or it slows her at the end of her ult, not... Okay, wait, what? I don't know. Guys, take me away. I don't know how Scarlet Witch works. She's just fucking bad, so I never played her. Can someone explain how the slow in her ult works? I thought it slows Scarlet Witch. So they said it slows Scarlet Witch to start at 1.5. And it gets slower at the end. Yeah? So... they're making her squishier, but she does a little bit more damage and she has that new team up. All right, whatever. We'll have to see what the team up damage is like when it comes out. Okay, moving on. Hopefully Scarlet Witch. The only thing that we hope for is that Scarlet Witch is never meta under any circumstances because fuck that character. She is so boring. Star-Lord. We're reducing Peter's damage output and the efficiency of her ult charge rate. Reduce the damage from 80 to 75. Introduce damage fall off. Wait. Star-Lord starts... Okay, wait. Star-Lord has damage fall off, maxing out at 80% damage reduction at 8 meters? Wait, that's not his ult, is it? It's only for his E? Oh, okay, thank God. Okay. I saw of his ultimate ability. Okay. Whew. I was like, what? That's like, that destroys his ult. I was like, this character would be trash. Okay, never mind. All right, thank God. That's his E? All right. False alarm, guys. False alarm. We almost moved away from Star-Lord being meta. Fortunately, guys, we could say Star-Lord could still be in every game in any comp and still be fine. All right, Winter Soldier. We're lowering Bucky's threat level against Vanguards, reducing the margin for error in his ultimate ability. Increase the cooldown time for Hook from 8 seconds to 12 seconds. Oh no, he has to wait 12 seconds. Oh, the poor Bucky players. You think they'll have a brain enough to know they have to hit the Hook slightly later? Reduce base damage of his ult from 100 to 80, but lower the culling threshold from 20 to 15. Fuck this character. No one likes him. Thank God. Also, 12 seconds. This makes tanking way better. I hate that, dude. Tanking versus the Hook, which was like every other cooldown, was so annoying. You'd literally be like, okay, I'm going on point. I'm playing Groot. And you go and you play, you walk up to point and you play Groot. And you see he's pulling up the Hook, right? So immediately you wait like half a second, then you drop the wall, you block the Hook, you're like, I'm good. And then he hooks again, like the same second your wall comes back. And you're like, wait, I have to like save a wall just for this guy. And all he does is just hide in a corner and try to third person hook me. So annoying. Also, I don't know the breakpoints of his ult, but this is big. Lowering the culling threshold is the most interesting part, by the way, because it used to be that good players would kind of min-max that. So Wolverine, increase rage generated. Okay. I don't get it. Reduce time enemy is knocked down after impact from 1 to 0.75. Wait, they're trying to make Wolverine so he can't 100 to 0 people in an ultimate? Because he can no longer just like ults and then just right click and kill you with like a full swing? Because it was a pretty tight timing, was it not? He has less rage for jumps, more rage for normal attack. Interesting. It still kills? No? Well, there's a difference here between perfect and imperfect, and right now it's very tight. So I think this might mean that Wolverine does not 100 0 you per every single ult in every circumstance. That's what I think. Because it used to be that you have to hit like on the landing, right? So he grabs everybody, and then it would have to be like right click plus like it have to be instant right click and like some swipes a lot of the time to kill people. Now they might not be able to kill you every time. All right, Strategist, Adam Warlock. Oh, here we go, guys. Guys, it took them 2 seasons to figure out Adam was actually OP, which we've been saying since day one. I remember I got flamed every tier list. I put Adam in A tier, and the plebs would get mad. You think Adam's good? Here we go, guys. Sorry, sorry. Streamer's being a baby. We'll start reduce the frequency of Adam's abilities, adjusting healing provided by his ults. Increase cooldown from 30 to 40. Wait, doesn't this mean that Soul Bond has a longer cooldown than most ultimates in the game? Most ults you get them every 20 to 30 seconds regardless if it's like a big fight. Isn't this like basically an ult now? All right, well, ult now restores 30% of fallen allies max HP and is fixed 100. That's nice. That is actually a buff. I like that. It's a buff because you always have 1 or 2. Okay, well, it's a buff if you're good. It's less for squishies, but your biggest problem is you're always going to top off a squishy in 1E. So you always res and you have 1E, right? All the squishies get topped, and then your tank is sitting there at like barely 30% HP and dies. So now you can actually hit 1E, and it'll still max heal your squishies. But now your tank says it's more health and more situations, assuming you're not a dumbass. After activating Eternal Bond, the duration of the first 3 healing zones will be calculated separately. They remain active, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, there's noise outside my window, guys. Deal with it. I mean, that's a good change. I'll take it. It makes it easier to determine when the pools are disappearing. Invis Woman, decrease her shield by 50. Okay, that's good. To balance Loki's influence, his rune will go from 25 to 30 seconds. What is this? What is going on? Why not give him like a slightly longer ult again by like 200 or 300 points? Because I swear he builds ult still faster than most supports. Well, what is this? How do you absolutely annihilate Soulbond? Give me an extra 10. All right. But Loki's like 25 to 30. Like, wait a second. What's going on here? And I'm not seeing Luna Hero as I scroll. So yeah, Luna remains broken. That's crazy. Okay. Mantis. To emphasize strategy over speed, modifying her HP and mechanics. Reduce her health from 275 to 250. They're nerfing Mantis. That's crazy. Wait, why are we... why are we nerfing her health? Is there the 250 Mantis is cursed? The effects of heal and ally inspiration cannot be stacked. Okay, that is giant. This is a nerf. Oh, man. Oh, this is terrible. I hate that second one. This one's bad. You guys don't understand how bad this one is. I hate this one. Fuck, you should not allow this. Don't do this. You guys know what's going to happen, right? You're going to lock in Mantis. and your Spider-Man's gonna be next to you. Can you give me a full heal? And he's gonna ask for 4 flowers or 4 damage boosts before he walks in the enemy backline. Can you give me the full hot? And so that's what's gonna happen, guys. The random diver on your team is gonna sit there. It's gonna be a 12-year-old Spider-Man on microphone. Can you give me damage boost, bitches? And then he's gonna want you to give him 20 seconds of damage boost and heal so you can go fly into the fucking back line and get healed the entire time. Also, doesn't this mean that like all the funny divers of this shit it's just funny? Yeah, it maxes out 2 flowers. It's just goofy. But I don't like it. I don't like it because people are going to want it stacked. I don't care. 2 flowers. All right. 2 flowers is still too much. I don't like being stacked. It is cool, but also, Jesus. You just give your DPS, double heal, and then your Black Panther goes on the flank or goes for the dive and has 15 seconds of being healed or getting healed and damage boost, and it's disgusting. Also, what is this health reduction? Why are we reducing? I loved Mantis 1v1ing people. And now she can actually just get rolled. So she feels, why are we nerfing Mantis health? I do consider this 25 HP pretty bad because it moves her break point. A lot of break points changed to 250 from 275. And Mantis was really good to kill divers, but 25 HP, it's bad. Anyway, moving on. Rocket. Oh boy, here we fucking go. Rocket's healing ability sees some adjustment to enhance team survival. Oh no! Decreasing the healing area of repair mode spheres from 70 to 50. But add a new effect of one-time healing of 55 HP to allies hit and projectile speed reduction increased. Wait, isn't that fucking broken? So wait. So if I right-click a tank, it goes from 70 to 50 HPS, but I hit him for 55, right? Insta, and the orb doesn't move because the orb goes even slower as it slows down. The orb speed reduction is when it hits a teammate, it slows down. So isn't this just more healing by a lot? So now you have to aim? No, you don't. It says new time effect of one-time healing of 55. This means per orb, you just aim it at your teammate. The first time it heals, it goes to 55. If you're having, that would mean, chat, if you think this requires more aim than before, that means you were struggling to right-click towards your tanks and you just need help. So this is a giant healing buff. This is giant. It's only to allies hit though. Yeah, but you can't control it a lot of the time. Like, okay. Let's say you're pocketing your tanks, right? And you are in the back. Also, does that mean? Wait. I wonder if this 55 HP counts yourself. No shot? Yeah, I wouldn't count yourself. It says allies. There's no way. Because otherwise you'd be unkillable, right? It wouldn't make sense. I presume this means an orb despawns after it directly hits an ally. No. How I'm reading this is not direct. Guys, how I'm reading this is the first target the orb heals does a one-time burst heal of 55. Because it's one time. Just the first person it hits, it heals for an extra 55. And the reduction, projectile speed reduction, means it travels slower as it goes down. It says it's one time per ally per orb. I don't think so. I think it's one time per orb. If it was one time per ally per orb, that would mean you're healing for an extra like 200 per right click in AoE. That'd be insane. That'd be even more. I do believe. Yeah. That would make no sense. It does say allies. Yes. It says 2 allies hit. Yes. One time effect. Listen, I'm just going to tell you how I think it is, and we'll see how it is when we get to play, right? How I'm very confident is, guys, if you believe that Rocket now does an extra 55 HP per right click on top of healing now longer because the right click also moves slower, or sorry, 55 HP per person per right click, that would mean in a team fight, right, where I'm healing 3 people at once, I now do as much healing as 2 Jeffs. That makes no sense. That would be unkillable. That would be like, that's an ult. That wouldn't make sense. Now this making the orb slower, projectile speed reduction increase, that's also interesting because it means that Rocket doesn't have to. So it's kind of there's a 2-in-1 here, and I'm talking about this a lot because it's so strange. There's a 2-in-1 here where Rocket is. This says projectile speed reduction. The projectile speed reduction is when the orb hits a teammate, it slows down. They made it even slower, which is interesting. So that means technically if you're just doing a little bit of healing, you can actually DPS more if you don't need the one-time heal. But then they encourage you to heal bot by giving you a new one-time heal per right click. So it's strange. It's very strange. The seagull moves faster. Guys, projectile speed reduction. So the amount it changes, the amount it goes down has been increased. Reduction increased means it goes faster. Okay, guys, let's move on. You guys can't read. Extend cooldown for dash from 6 to 10 seconds. Wow, that's actually a giant nerf. Reduce distance from 10 to 8. Whoa! Wait, they're annihilating these guys. Okay, wait. So Rocket is easier to catch. He's been annihilated. So Rocket can now be caught, but he might be able to self-heal more when he gets caught. This is the interesting part to me is at 55 HP. If it hits himself, that's crazy. So that means that Rocket players will have to wall ride a lot more and just AFK on pillars. Okay. Reduce his ultimate damage boost from 40 to 25, but add a new effect. During the ability's duration, linked allies receive 100 HPS, capping at 150. After breaking the link, this bonus starts to fall off. And increase the ultra. This is terrible. This is terrible. We memed about this. Chat, we literally memed about the fact that like every support just has to make their team invulnerable for like 10 seconds. And they're just doing it. They literally just took this character and they're like, guys. The funniest part about this, by the way. Wait a second. The funniest part about this is Rocket has one of the highest win ranks in the game, but he also is one of the most complained by people, even at the highest ranks. Just keep going up. Celestial, Eternity, plus he finally starts going down a little bit. I consider him to be literally the strongest support for anyone, like outside of like really high MMR. What is Namor's Whale at only a 25% damage boost? It's only 250, not 275. Oh, Jesus. So wait. They took away Rocket's entire existence to give him a damage boost at breakpoints when you drop ult and you just start popping off. But now for the breakpoint impacts, oh, they're going. But now they do this and they make him a healing ult, but it also still has a damage boost attached. So it's still kind of insane. It's still, and Luna still gives 40 when she swaps, right? Oh God, it's just funny. This is definitely a giant nerf to Rocket, but I'll have to see what it's like. I say nerf, but the ult might just be insane. The Earth might be insane. We'll see. But I'm not a fan that I thought Rocket was actually really cool. Like I actually enjoyed the fact that Rocket, I thought it was cool that we had supports where not every support just automatically made you invulnerable. And yeah, everyone complained about it, but I thought it was cool because even despite the fact that he didn't have a support ult, he had a DPS ult as Bongo, right? He had one of the highest win rates in the game all the way up to like even the highest rank. The highest level you could be is still top 3, higher than Loki. And most people hated it though, so now they nerfed it. And now we're going to make the game. And now okay. This is slightly doomer of me. But now remember, the game is now going to be coming out with every month is a new hero. And so now if the game comes out with every month is a new hero, does that mean every support, if now you're changing existing characters to make sure they have, yes, your AoE, here's your circle that makes everyone invulnerable. Does that mean every single support in the future will always also have a different type of invuln? Like, I don't know. There's probably going to be a support character that literally just comes out and says, yeah, this circle, no one can die for 8 seconds. But they are intentionally designing the game around that. They want you to have that. So anyway, team up abilities, Strange gets 100 HP. Nice. Cap gets 100 HP and a 5% damage boost. Huh, I'll take it. Winter Soldier, boring. Emma Frost, 100 HP. They have clones or illusions. Adjusted removed. Okay. Really big patch notes missing here, by the way. 0 changes to group. literally the single best tank in the game, is a must pick or ban, and they didn't adjust him at all. And he is extremely broken. And also, they said they're going to buff Jeff, but they didn't put Jeff buffs in here. I was hoping they'd nerf Luna by 2 seconds, because that'd be easy. Nerf Luna by 2 seconds. But they didn't do that either. Hela's still 2 taps. Yeah, Hela's still 2 taps. Damn. I guess we have to see how Amber Frost plays, huh? This being Amber Frost. The Coomers in chat have been waiting for this. I got you.
The White Queen's reign begins.
The developers knew the assignment.
Mind crush. You deserve that, dear. Mind crush.
Nice shield.
You were beneath me. Impervious. Pathetic.
So this is like a melee form
Embarrassing.
that she goes into, huh?
Kneel, peasants! That's White Queen mind control.
God damn. Well, the developers indeed knew the assignment. How am I supposed to, okay. How am I supposed to tell all of them apart? Why are they all have the same colors? It sounds bad to say, but like, dude, they're all wearing white and blue. I'm being honest. Well, at least this one's like a giant, like, you know,
it's important.
she's like 8 feet tall. She can crush like a fucking truck with her thighs. It should be fine. I guess we can tell Amber Frost apart. Metal Spaz, over 300 bits.
You deserve that, dear.
Okay, so let me look at the actual skills now. So her left click just looks like a track, right? You just track
Deserve
left click.
that, dear.
All right, cool. And now this is her E. It looks like it grabs a part of them. It looks like she had to actually aim it. Is that a projectile? It looks like she had to hit the person with it on the E, and then it pops out this thing. And then if she does damage to it, the Groot takes that damage. And then also when it pops, it does a burst of damage. All right, see, it did a huge chunk of his HP, actually. Reminds me of Alawi from League of Legends. She pulls the chunk out of you, then just blasts the crystal. Then you go boom, and it pops a chunk out of you. And that also raised her charge rate in the middle. Yeah, it is. But that's just general damage. The more damage she does, it increases the charge rate.
You were beneath
So that's her E. And her right click is this shield.
me.
Right? That makes sense. So she's got like a, you know, a Sigma style shield. But also she goes shift. Like this. And this is like Ramatra. She goes melee form. And she starts punching you. And she can be like pick you up and throw you around and kick you and stuff. And she probably gets, it looks like she has CC immunity here because she has this yellow border. So she's CC immune during all this.
How embarrassing.
Right? So during her shift, she is CC immune, cannot be done at anything. And also potentially damage reduction as well.
Pathetic.
All right, that makes sense.
How embarrassing.
It's called Diamond Form Streamer. All right, the more I'm learning. All right, well, we'll see what she's like when she comes out. Oh, and the ult. Forgot about the ult here. So it looks like it's a channel. And then you build up a meter above each person's head. And if you hit them for a couple seconds, they get CC'd and they have to walk towards you. Maybe not a couple, like just over a second. And then you can do whatever they want.
That's White Queen mind control.
She can move Thing. She doesn't move Thing. Thing moves himself, actually, guys.
That's White Queen mind control.
Yep. It's mind control, chat. The thing moves himself. So yeah, I mean, you got a stance. You got a shield. The ult looks pretty good. Can't wait to mind control people out of support ultimates. Yeah, they have to actually follow her, huh? The streamer, you forgot about the other trailer. Oh, Jesus. What other trailer, man? Somebody link me. I know it's just going to be something. Yeah. I'm ready. Show me what you got. Guys, how much money do they make from this?
Impervious!
Whoa, 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 whoa. Just really quick here. When you hit somebody on the wall, they take damage again. Oh, God, dude. They are aware of how much people buy. All right, guys, they are. Chat, I just gotta say this. I am truly sorry if you happen to be one of the
streamer. Her skin has a new tech to distract opponents, creating exciting new opportunities in battle.
True. Guys, I just want to say to all the coomers, gooners, whatever word you guys use out there, I am so sorry for your wallets right now. Good luck, guys. The game has found you. This game has located a certain audience, all right, who has historically spent unreasonable amounts of money in Genshin Impact, and they have targeted you. All right, they know exactly who you are. These genius Chinese developers. Yeah, they know, guys. They know. They are very good at what they do. What is this, skins? Oh, God, dude. Yeah, I mean, they are pumping skins in this game. It makes sense, probably given how much this money is making, that they're increasing the season, or sorry, making seasons faster to go to every 2 months now. They're just pumping. They're like, no, we just need to make as many skins and as many heroes as possible. Like, they have located the target audience, and now they're scaling. These skins are really good. Oh, yeah. These skins are really good. Yep. A lot of them are also pre-made. Yeah, because they know exactly like the concept that they're supposed to hit on, I guess, right? And they don't necessarily care. It's just about like, what thing can we grab from 100 years of comics or whatever. But yeah, it's insane.